We're going to start with missions. Okay, I've been a missionary all my life, my wife and I. I actually was called into missions when I was 12 years old. I got saved. The day after I got saved, God called me into missions. I came home so excited. I said, Mom, I'm saved and I'm going to be a missionary. And she patted me on the head and she says, don't worry, it'll go away. What's interesting, after she said that, she said, when I was 12 years old, I told God I was going to be a missionary. My mom was far from a missionary at that time in her life, believe me. And what happened is she came to our wedding, got truly saved, and became a missionary. God's time is always perfect. He can do exceeding abundantly above all that we could ask or think or imagine. But being a missionary, what do we need to be doing? What has God called us to do? To make disciples. In other words, our job isn't just to get people saved. A lot of times that's what people think. Oh, I got them saved and I'm done. No, you haven't even started. That's just the starting point. And then we build people. We teach them to observe all things whatsoever He has taught us. And so we need to pass it on. We need to keep people growing. And so for that, we need to constantly be interceding, don't we? We have to be pouring out our hearts in prayer because we have an enemy. Is he just happy to sit by and let us go out and do the work of ministry? No, he's going to try every trick to get us to stumble, to get us to fall, to get us discouraged, to get us down. And what we need to do is constantly fixing our eyes on the Lord. Because when we start looking at situations, and I'm going to show that in just a minute, some of the situations in Haiti right now are just abysmal. They break your heart. But God is able. And so, after we've poured out our heart before the Lord, we need to get on our feet and get out there, don't we? We need to be seeking the lost. We need to be finding people. And of course, here in Homestead, there really aren't a whole lot of lost people, are there? There's lost people in Homestead? Lost people in your neighborhood? Okay, whose job is it to reach those people? There's a real cool thing that I learned actually in Haiti. It's a cultural thing. And in Haiti, when you move into a new neighborhood, it's your responsibility to go and visit all your neighbors. And after you visit all your neighbors, then they come and visit you. In America, it's totally the inverse. So I learned that. And so when I came back to the States and we moved into our neighborhood, the first thing I did is I went and visited all my neighbors, knocked on every single door, said, hi, I'm your neighbor, just moved in next door. And I remember there was a guy right across the street from me. We went over and knocked on his door, and he came to the curtain and looked out, hoping that the person on the stoop would not see that he just looked out the window. And he goes, who on earth is knocking at my door at this hour of the day or whatever? And finally, he did come to the door. I introduced myself, said who I was and what we were doing. He says, I've lived here for 35 years and nobody's ever done this. What's amazing is because we did that and we kept it up, kind of Christmas, the holidays, we'd go and visit everybody and give them a promise book or give them a present or make cookies or do something. Everybody in the neighborhood did the same thing. And pretty soon, everybody knew everybody else in the neighborhood. It's a great thing. And because of that, we had opportunities to share our faith. And my wife started a Bible study in the yard for the kids. And pretty soon, we had kids coming to know Jesus and families coming to know Christ. If you don't get out there, you can't reach the lost. And as we get out there and find the lost, first, you need to make friends. You need to build relationships, and then you need to share the good news, don't you? If we're not sharing the good news, we're missing the boat. Because if we don't share it, who is going to share it? Are there just people out there that are going to tell people about Jesus? When Christians won't even tell people about Jesus, nobody else is going to. And so we need to be sharing the good news, and we need to invite them to come in. You guys have a great church here. And a place that people worship and have a great time. In fact, in the morning service, we had somebody that came to know Jesus as their Savior. right here prayed and accepted Christ and then gave everybody a hug. It was awesome. I live for that. When people come to know Jesus, that's when pastors start to dance, okay? I know Baptists aren't supposed to dance, but when people get saved, I do a little jig. It's the most exciting thing that there is. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Once you start to serve the Lord, He is going to stretch you. He is going to tell you to do things that the first reaction and the gut-wrenching feeling that you have inside is, no way! I can't do that. That's too big, or that's not me. That's not who I am. Guess what? God wants us to move out of our comfort zone. You cannot stay where you are and go with Jesus. You have to say, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to do what God's called me to do and move out. I know that when my mom got saved, and she said it until this very day, my mom turned 89 this year, and she says, my son keeps stretching me. I'm not doing the stretching, God is. Okay, I might throw out a few challenges here and there, but God is the one that stretches us, and He moves us out beyond where we should go or feel like we can go. And when we're out there, we can never give up. You know, everything's going to try to stop us. Everything's going to try to make us say, no, I don't want to keep doing this. But we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep trusting the Lord and saying, I'm going to keep at it no matter what. That's perseverance that God's called us to do. And then last but not least, as we do that, we're constantly serving Christ and serving other people. That's missions. And if we're doing missions, we're doing exactly what God's called us to do. That's my beautiful Haiti. They call it Le Perle des Antilles, the Pearl of the Antilles. It is absolutely the most beautiful island. When Columbus discovered it and went back to Spain, the Queen asked, what is it like? And he crumpled up a piece of paper and he put it on the table. Behind mountains are more mountains. Haiti has mountains and limitless mountains. I've walked up. I talk to a lot of Haitians and I tell them where I've been. They go, where is that? I've walked 8 hours from where I parked my car on a little dirt road or in a riverbed and walked up 8 hours into the mountains. If you want to have a blast, that is the most peaceful place on the planet. People aren't in a hurry. They're not trying to run you over with cars because they don't have any cars. It is just an awesome place to be. And love Haiti. Just gives you some of the pictures. And this is in the north of Haiti. Now, there's a real problem coming into Haiti. And for that, I'm really asking you to pray with us and to team together with us to do something. This was actually a plan for a mosque to build in Haiti. Now, I wish it would have stayed in the planning stage. The sad part is they're actually building this mosque. And it's in Caracole in Haiti. It's a huge mosque. And what they're doing is they're offering any family that will come and join the mosque $300. Now, if you live in Haiti, $300, you go, I'm in. Okay, but once they're in, you know what they're going to do. And so we really need to get a church implanted there. And this is Caracole. The young man you see in the picture, his name is Evans. Pray for him. He's kind of the director of l'Institut Biblique Logos and the mission that we have down there. He put his name in to get a house. USAID built 750 homes, and they're in 4x4x4 sections. They have a beautiful little garden in the middle, open area. They're beautiful homes. Everybody's planting flowers around their homes. They're making them beautiful. As you notice, there's actually an electrical outlet. Every single home has electricity 24/7 in Haiti. Okay? And this is kind of what it looks like from an aerial view. And you notice they have that black thing up there. That's their water tank so that they have water. They have indoor toilets. It's just amazing. Now, God gave him this. The way that it works is they have to pay $50 a month for 5 years, and then the house belongs to them. Pretty cool, huh? And so he's really excited, and actually the guy that works with him, his name is Mathieu. He also got a house there, so they both have a home, and they were looking around, and there just weren't any churches or anything going on except this mosque that's being built now. And so they asked if they couldn't have a piece of property to build a church on. We are 1/2 mile from where they're building the mosque. They've given us 3 acres of land, and we're really praying that very soon we're going to have a church that's going to be there even before they finish the mosque. I've talked to several engineers. There's a guy up in North Carolina, a guy in Georgia, and the guy in Georgia actually was a missionary in Haiti, so he understands Haiti. He built steel buildings, and so as they were talking, there's a new kind of building that they're putting together with container trucks. You know, those great big containers that they ship around the world? Now you can buy them for about $3,000. It takes 8 of them, you stack them, and then you put them side by side, and all of a sudden you've got this nice building, and you put a steel building over the top, and you've got a church. And so that's kind of what we're looking at to make it happen. There's somebody down there right now. In fact, I think 5 of my students have gone down to Haiti in this area, and they were doing prayer walking. And as they were doing prayer walking, they were going out and doing this, go into all the world and preach the gospel. They led 100 people to Christ last week. So now everybody should clap for that. That's some pretty good stuff. Two other people just went down this week that are going to be putting up the fence that we have to go around the property, kind of protect it. And so that's what we're doing. We have a plan. Now, probably it's not exactly this plan that's going to go into place, but the way it works with the containers, you build in them, and you can have your toilets and your classrooms for Sunday school, some office space, and then in the center, you have the church building, which is really amazing. But we don't want to just do a church. We want to do also a school and a clinic. And so pray that God provides the funding for all of that. When I was talking to my friend in Georgia, who was a missionary down there, he knows me very well. He says, Scott, you're way out of your depth, out of your comfort zone. You don't know anything about what you're doing. I said, that's right, but God knows everything. So it's not about me. When it becomes about us, immediately you know you've moved in the wrong direction. When it's about God and something that God's doing, it's going to be bigger than you. It's going to be beyond what you're capable of doing. But when you let God work through you, he can do exceeding abundantly above all that you could ask or think or even imagine. Now, why do we want to do the clinic and the school and all of these things? I don't know if you've heard the newest news coming out of the Dominican Republic. Now, this has been something they've been doing for a long time, but it's really gotten to a critical point. They're trying to kick all of the Haitians out of the Dominican Republic. Now, they're talking about 200,000, but there's probably more like 2 million to 3 million. Now, you say, they came over the border illegally. There are Haitians that are living in the Dominican Republic that have never been in Haiti. For generations, they speak no Creole. They only speak Spanish, but because they aren't of, quote, Dominican descent, they pick them up in trucks and they just take them back to Haiti. They don't have a clue. They don't, and literally they take them without anything from their homes. They don't get to go back in their houses and get stuff to go to Haiti. They take them with the clothes on their back and drop them off at the border. Now, another problem is that Haiti is closing the borders so they won't let them through. We're talking complicated, guys. We need your prayers. One of the reasons we really want to get this up quickly, we'd like to be a refugee center for all of those people coming through, to be there for them, to say, hey, Jesus really loves you and he cares for you. And in spite of the fact of what's happening, just come to Jesus. He's going to give you the peace and the joy, and he's going to give you the satisfaction that you need in life. And so That's kind of what we hope the church is going to look like. And it might be very similar to that in spite of the fact that it'll be built with containers, etc. But it's going to be a fairly large church. So that's where we're at. And we need your prayers. We need your support. We need groups to go down, just like you just went down to Cuba, to go down and do building, to do prayer walking, to reach out to people and show them the love of Jesus Christ. Hopefully after watching this presentation, your question is, how can I help? And you can help by praying and asking God to provide and to supply, because it's not about what we can do for God. It's about what God is doing in and through us. Secondly, you can give with a generous gift. We're going to need hundreds of sacks of cement, and each sack costs about $7.50. So every time that you can give a sack of cement. You can give 10 sacks of cement, or whatever God lays on your heart. If you'd like to give a bigger gift, we're going to need 8 containers. Each container costs about $3,000, and we're going to need to not only have the container, but we're going to have to ship it. Any amount, any gift is helpful. Another thing that would really be helpful, you could organize a mission trip to come down to Haiti, or you could participate in one of the projects that we're going to have as we're sending groups down. Finally, you could invite Dory and I to come and speak at your church and to share the vision of what God is doing in Haiti and how your church can participate. Hopefully, very soon I'll see you. I'd like to give you a better view of exactly what we're hoping to build down in Haiti. This gives a good idea of what's going to be on the inside and the outside. Plus, some contact information. That's always helpful. You can call me at 305-903-7670. That's my personal cell phone. If you have any questions or would like to know how you can help more, please give me a call. Or you can contact me by email at Scott@Institut Biblique Logos. That's spelled right down there below so that you can follow along. And .com. So it's Scott@InstitutBibliqueLogos.com. Hopefully I'll be hearing from you soon. May God richly bless you.
Here's my life, all I have to give. O dear Lord, it shall be for thee. All my days will I henceforth live, to be forever free. I can't help those who laugh and mock. What a fool, he will waste his time. I can't listen to their talk. O Master, I am thine. Lord, I belong to thee. My life is thine alone. I can rely on thee. My sin you did atone. Lord, guide me from above. I'll follow where you send. Living in your love is freedom without end. Living in your love is freedom without end. All my friends will not understand, and they'll say, we are so surprised that you're leaving your home and land to follow Jesus Christ. All these words will not get me down. May they come either harsh or mild. To my Lord all my joys and crowns I give, for I'm his child. Lord, I belong to thee. My life is thine alone. I can rely on thee. My sin you did atone. Lord, guide me from above. I'll follow where you send. Living in your love is freedom without end. Living in your love is freedom without